Hello, hello. Week 6. Kundalini. Life force cultivation. Life force energy. Chi, Jing. A lot of words, a lot of terms. Um, Now, what is Kundalini? What is this energy that we all contain within us? Um, So, if you've read the overview, what you'll see is it's very much likened to the Force um, in Star Wars. If you haven't seen Star Wars, which would be an absolute shocker, um, think of this as the energy between molecules, between atoms, between everything that subtly manipulates our entire existence. How energy moves, where our mind goes, how energy moves with the way things are. Um, think about how trees, for instance, connect underground through the mycelium. This is biblical science, but it's very similar. In nature, there's what's called the mycelium underground, which is this amazing network that connects all the trees in the forests. And these trees have the ability to send messages through this network underground um, to let them know if there's danger present, if there's food coming, if a tree is starting to die, then they will actually send nutrients to these other trees to help to the other trees will send nutrients to this tree to help keep it alive. It's this entire interconnectedness throughout throughout nature, and so like in the next Star Wars, in Star Wars, it's always said that the Force connects all things. The Force can't really be uh, described, can't really be put into words, but it connects everything. But it can also be manipulated and controlled. Think about the Jedi and the Sith and how they're able to use the Force to bend it at their will. That's kind of how Kundalini or Chi or Life Force works. It's very much something that you have to get in tune with. We all have it, we all possess it. Um, but much like in Star Wars, there's people who can tap into it easier or better than others. That doesn't mean you can't, but it takes practice, it takes a lot of control and a lot of focus. Um, in Star Wars, the way that they describe it is people who have high midichlorians in their blood can connect to the Force better, have higher potential of their power with the Force, and that's why Anakin was supposed to be the chosen one, is because he had the highest midichlorian count they've ever seen. So what I would compare that to is our Jing or our life force energy, um, which could also be compared to prana, the breath. In yoga, Jing is more of like a Taoist perspective on it, which is basically the way that Jing works in the Taoist practices is that Jing is this vital essence that we all contain within us, but we deplete it over time. whether it be through overthinking, over worrying. Um, they say it leaks through the eyes when you are drawn to, let's say, maybe scrolling or looking at, pornographic images, looking at things, checking somebody out. These are just little ways that it can be leaked through the eyes by uh, not being in control of where you're looking and how long you're looking at it. It can also be leaked through or depleted through certain foods. Eating, excessively greasy, oily foods, or excessive sugar, whatever it is, that can also deplete Jing. And it's said that Jing is something that we only have a certain amount of. Now you can help replenish it, but what they call is prenatal gene and postnatal gene. So you're born with a certain amount of gene, you start to deplete this, but you can get more postnatal gene, which isn't as strong. So liking back to Star Wars, think about how they took these kids, they wanted them to be young, right? And they were saying Anakin was too old to become a Jedi. And I'm not saying this to discourage you, but I'm just saying there are a lot of factors in life that we do to ourselves that can prevent us from being able to tap into this and harness its full potential. But like I said, with the postnatal Jing, there are ways that you can start to tap back into this. And one of the most important ways is through the breath, through breath control and energy control. Just getting in tune with that channel that we've worked on, the governing channel that goes up and down, and we cycle this energy through. It's said that the Kundalini is stored down in the lower chakras, in the root chakra, and we have to awaken this energy, and then we learn to circulate it. And then through learning to control it, and then learning to allow its space to flow, is how we start to gain our power back and start to get our power back, is through this tapping into this energy, knowing that it's there. This is the innate energy that we all have within us. We start to lose it because of lifestyle choices and anxiety, depression, and not being able to control the mind. And that's really what all of yoga, qigong, all these practices are for. It's not so much about the exercise aspect of it. Obviously, those are benefits, and having a healthier body will allow these energies to flow better, but it's really about opening up these energy centers within the body, the chakras, the dantians, the organs, and getting in tune with this so you can start to feel this subtle essence. Kundalini is compared to the divine feminine, Shakti, in Hindu traditions, and Buddhist traditions. And this Shakti, or the divine feminine, the reason is because the feminine is this activating principle, right? It's what gives birth to life. And that's why it's kind of like this giving birth to this energy and bringing it forth into our everyday life. That's kind of the basic version of the metaphor there. So pretty much the goal here with life force cultivation, life force energy, is to just start to become aware of this subtle essence. and to start to be able to understand that we can use this energy, these energies within the body to heal ourselves, to heal the world around us. And I don't mean in some woo-woo way. I mean, like we did this week with, or you're going to do this week if you haven't already, with the Inner Smile meditation. It's learning that by focusing our attention and sending joy and love and compassion out to the world, out into ourselves, we can really start to develop this love and compassion and awareness of our bodies, and start to form more self-love and love for others. And we can start to understand that the things that we've been through, the things that we've done, are all a lot of factors of not knowing this in the first place. I mean, especially once you start to do these practices, you'll realize that this isn't woo-woo, this isn't something crazy, that this is real, that you can, with your intention, connect to yourself, feel this energy, and start to feel better about yourself. And if only we were taught this at a young age, how much we could have avoided, these feelings of inadequacy or whatever it was that maybe led us down certain paths or certain decisions, because we all are powerful and we all have this within us. So with that being said, the whole point of this Wounded Alchemist phase is to show you that not only can you heal yourself from within, not just through, exercise and diet and things like that, but just through internal work, through mental exercises, through breath work, through meditation, that you have the power to heal yourself. And that power that you have can also heal others by sharing that with them. By showing them, not just through telling them, hey, try this. A lot of people, they don't even know. Like I said, we were never taught this. How are we supposed to know? We think Star Wars is science fiction. Everything about Star Wars is metaphors for Hindu mythology, Christianity, and Buddhism. It's all right there in front of us, but we've turned everything into science fiction. And you'll start to realize that the more you get into this, how many things you'll see in movies and shows that are like, wow, that's literally straight from Taoism, or straight from Buddhism, or straight from Hinduism, or straight from Christianity. And even think about like Reiki or faith healing, or I'm not trying to sit here and push anything or any specific belief on anybody, but this all is just tapping into this energy that is innate within us, that is around us, that connects everything. Tapping into it, realizing its potential, and sharing it. So as I was saying, it's not about sharing it just through our words, but also sharing it through our actions, by showing how it's changed us. By not allowing this newfound confidence and power to take control of us, like the Sith, for instance, and making us power hungry and feel like, oh, now I can take over the world. No, it's about, now I can use this to protect the people I love, protect those who need it, to show those who need it that there is a way out and there's a way up and in, and that we all deserve to know this. We all deserve to feel this love and awareness and happiness and joy and compassion and liberation. Because at the end of the day, that's what all this is about. It's about being liberated. And liberated in a way of knowing that you're not bound by the external things around you, that there is this joy that you can cultivate within through tapping into these subtle energies. So I'll leave that there for today. It's something to think about. And when you read the document, you'll get a lot more detailed information. But I wanted to explain this in a way that would make sense. And when we do this week's meditation practice, we'll start to tap into this a little bit more. I know we've done some internal alchemy energy work, with the healing sounds and the inner smile meditation. But I'll show you how this energy is always present if we're just aware and allow it to be there. So, wholeness. Have a great day, have a great week, and as always, let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything you want to talk about.